5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
Joke. Ha ha ha. You're getting. Yeah. What is that? 111? In some countries, I think 111 actually calls certain emergency services, and I could be dealing with those right now. Which ones, you ask? Well, either an ambulance or the police, because, Your Honour, there's been a fucking murder. A murder to what you say. My hopes, my dreams, my aspirations, my soul. Chelsea Football Club. Oh my God, I can't deal with it anymore. I can't deal with it. It's ruining my life. It's ruining my life. Oh, stop being over dramatic, they say. Stop being over dramatic. It's just football. It's just a bit of footy. I'm just kicking around a bit of pigskin. Cheer up, Charlie. Cheer up, Charlie. If I hear one person play Cheer Up, Charlie, I'll shoot Charlie in between the eyes. I need some Charlie, if you know what I'm talking about. Charlie, of the Sheen variety. You know what, anyway. Oh, it's just shit. If you get it, you get it. And if you don't, you don't, man. Fucking. I'm not saying I expect to win against Real Madrid. Why am I still talking like this? I'm not saying I expect to win against Real Madrid, man, but I've just done a whole thing talking about it. I'm not going to carry that over here. I'm like a I don't know. I'm like a miserable husband. I shouldn't bring the work struggles home to Mrs. What else has been happening then? Huh? What else has been going on? Right, forget about that, I suppose. What else has been happening? Millie Bobby Brown's engaged. Wowie woo, congratulations, Millie Bobby Brown. Such a fun name to say. Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown. She's feeding into the sort of conspiracy theories that she's actually a 35-year-old woman hiding in a child's body. And she's gone and got herself engaged. Wow, isn't it crazy? And when I say conspiracy theories, I think that's a conspiracy theory led by me. She just seems like a 35-year-old woman. I know sometimes she's dancing on TikTok and you think, oh, you're a cringy little 14-year-old. But I don't know, maybe it's just like, because she kind of dresses in like gowns and stuff, and she kind of has like an old woman, not like an old woman's face, but like, she looks like she could have like 3 kids and a mortgage, and she's well on her way with this engagement, man. She's well on her way. And sort of Orphan. Have you seen the film Orphan? Similar vibes to what I'm describing it. Old woman pretending to be young. But no, Millie Bobby Brown. And everyone was given the exact same take. It gets posted, Millie Bobby Brown officially engaged. And everyone gives the same quote tweets at the same thing. They say, what? Isn't she like 14? What? Isn't she like 16? And it's like, oh my God, Twitter gets sometimes to a level of like, you would read certain things like Facebook posts back in the day and you just think, why are you putting that out there? Who do you think? Like, just made myself bacon, egg and cheese. Oh, just had the loveliest packet of cheese and onion Walker's crisps. Hit the spot perfectly. And you just think no one cares why you're putting that out into the world. There's like a level of tweet sometimes that you see on Twitter and it's just like, why have you... What do you mean? Wait, question mark. Isn't she like 15 or something? Just Google it. Within 2 seconds, Google it. Oh, she's 19. Okay, you're still pretty young, but yeah. How can you put out a tweet like, wait, ain't she like 15? Bro, you don't need to... you can just... you'll get an answer quicker. It's not like the only way to know is if we somehow track down Millie Bobby Brown and we ask what her age is. Like, it's not hard information to find. 19 is pretty young to get married. Do as you wish. A lot of people saying, when you're rich, you do these things. You get married at 19 because you can. You can afford it. You can afford a big old wedding. You can afford a big old divorce. And ultimately, I really don't care what Millie Bobby Brown's getting up to. I was just happy to see that it was an engagement to Drake. Drake! Yeah, so that's been happening. So many... Oh my God. Dude. I'm about to cry. I said the other day, it's looking like it's going to be a fantastic year for cinema, for television, for film. Oh my God, so much to watch. And like, oh my days, the amount, it's like every single day. The film /TV show /entertainment whatever it is called, Twitter page I follow. It's like every day they're like first look images of this amazing things coming out. Like this trailer just dropped for this, and it's like, oh my god, it's a bombardment of just it's like ecstasy, lads and ladettes. It's quality. And you know what, I saw that Harry Potter news. I saw that new Harry Potter reboot thing, and I'm ecstatic for it. Like, first thing I want to say is, when you go back into a world of something, I hate prequels. Like Lord of the Rings, want to do this new television show. It's going to be set 100, 200 years before the acts of Lord of the Rings. I hate that shit. Can we move forward in the world we've created? There's too many problems you come up with when you're going back. And it's like, oh, are you the bloodline of this person? But did we say this here? Then you get things, you make a mistake. And it's like, how does this make sense then for later on effects? Because this and that and that. And I just don't like it. It's like, well, I knew the future history of this entire show. I've seen the future thing. So I hate prequels. And that's what they did with like Fantastic Beasts, which is just a whole shit show. It's just a big failure. I just like things to move on. I'm not saying necessarily they should have done it like, oh, all the Harry Potter's kids. But if you're going to do it in the future, even if it's not even related to them at all, just do it in the future. I know this is irrelevant to the whole thing at all, because this is just a reboot. It's a retelling of the story. People having kind of negative opinions about it. Like, we don't need to reboot this and we don't need to reboot that. And I usually agree with it when it comes to sort of fucking Disney and their fucking shit show of Little Mermaid. Like, I don't understand how they keep making these Disney reboots, and like they just have earmuffs on, and they're like, after every single one, people say, "Oh, it's too bland. You've sucked all the joy in life out of what made this amazing." And then they do the same thing. It, like, without fail, every single time it's the same thing. It's just a desaturated version of the original. So I usually agree to that. Okay, like Little Mermaid trailer was dog shit. You know that they're making. I'll get to that in a minute. But to me, I was like, firstly, this isn't a film thing. It's going to be a TV series thing, which I think is going to be interesting. And I think with these big properties, they're not going to fuck it up, because I don't even like Lord of the Rings. What's the other one they did? Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, The Last of Us. Whether you liked the Lord of the Rings show or not, or whatever, I don't know. I just think the budget put into these certain shows. I like that it's on HBO. I trust HBO kind of a lot. They just held the Last of Us one. If it was Netflix, I kind of would have been more worried. I'm not gonna lie. Or if it was like Apple TV, I would have been worried. But HBO, you know, I rate HBO enough, and I just think they're not gonna fuck it up. I think they're gonna take it and it's gonna have like the same kind of, I don't know. I just think Last of Us is a good thing, even though that's based on the game, not a reboot or whatever. I just think it's gonna be pretty faithful, pretty good. It's gonna have good moments in it. They're gonna cover stuff that wasn't covered in the films. Probably it'll be interesting if they do like a Crown thing where they recast every season for like slightly older people. Because it's like they said a season or season for every year of school or every book. So it'll be interesting if they do like a recasting every 2 seasons or something. But I actually look forward to it because mainly because I think it's going to be good. Now let's talk about something that's not going to be. Let's talk about something that's going to be crap. Moana. I'm a bit late to this, but Moana. Let's make a live action Moana. Why are we doing that? Did we just stop it? Like, because and here's why I'm not excited for this, because I know it. Well, firstly, I don't even like the first Moana, but I don't think it's so great. But secondly, because I know it's going to be bad. I know it's going to be shit. I think the actual voice actors are playing them in the thing. Like, it's not gonna. And people who did like Moana, it's not gonna be as big. It's not gonna be as colourful. It's not gonna be as good. You're gonna have Dwayne the Rock Johnson running around in shorts, just like turning. Like, it's gonna be like the genie in the remake of the Aladdin with Will Smith. It's gonna be that same level of crap. And I always say this. There's a scene in Moana, the animated one, where they're like traveling on the boat and stuff. That like little makeshift what's it called, raft, and it's like Maui and Moana, and they're talking, they're just chatting away. Dwayne the Rock Johnson's fantastic voice acting, they're chatting away, and she like puts her hand in the water and she's like, "I'm at one with the ocean," she's like loving it, and then she's like, "Why is it gone all warm?" And then like it cuts to Maui and he's like pissing in the ocean and he's like, and she's like, ew. And it's like, hey man, hey guy, hey friend, hey dude, hey, you know, God that can sort of transfigure. That's not funny, man. I've put my hand in the ocean and you've more or less pissed on it. You're a grown man, borderline however many years old. I'm 16 years old and you've just pissed into the water my hands is. Disney, why is that? I was like, oh, funny, because it's That's not funny, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Recreate that in live action and make it not look creepy. Girl puts hand in the ocean, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's just leaning over the edge, pissing in the water. Why does no one talk about that? It's just a fucking bad fucking shit scene. I think about that on a daily basis, man. On a daily fucking basis. God, look at me, man. I'm a joke. Look at how I'm reclined right now. If you can't see me, listen to how I'm reclined. Fuck, I can't even speak. And there is no option of actually not seeing me because I didn't pay my monthly subscription thing, so I've missed like 20 of these going up on Spotify, which I'm gonna have to all backlog and catch up with at some point. So there is no only hearing me and just seeing me, unless you pay for YouTube Premium, is that what it's called? And therefore you can listen to stuff. Why am I just describing what YouTube Premium is now? Sorry, this entire time I'm just gonna be real. I'm just going to do a B-roll. I'm just going to be real. Oh, that's another thing. The Dali Ali doing balloons. That's not really much to talk about with that. He was doing balloons. That's it. That's all there really is to say. What is that? Oh, okay. So I just thought I cracked. Anyway. What we talking about? Be real. I'm just going to be... this entire time I've just been thinking about the match still. It's a fresh wound, man. Like, it literally... I just watched it. It just came on. And it's just on my mind, and I'm just still thinking about it. I think. Oh, my last one of these I did yesterday is number uno out of 10. I was 10 in French. Wait, uno's not even French. I don't. Sont. Wait. Uno, dos, tres, siente. I think it's siente. Uno out of siente. Handy Manny, shout out that show. That's that helped me remember that. That's the show for babies, and I was anyway. What were we saying? Oh yeah, it was Uno out of Siente, and I thought it might be talking about bad friends, all that drama and stuff, and it was really cool on. I stand by what I said. Free my man Doc. I feel bad for him. I don't necessarily want him back on the show, but it would be nice for him to. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. That was just my impression of Benny Blanco. Benny Blanco's got like one of these voices that's just like so funny, man. Like what do you even mean? Like his voice is just like so funny. That sounded not really anything like Benny Blanco, but like sometimes I just I listened to a like Whiskey Ginger podcast with Benny, and I was like, God, this guy's funny. Is there any more podcasts? I listened to like the whole like Apple Music interview podcast thing. It's more of an interview with like Zane Lowe. Then I watched him dressed up as a gecko and do the therapy gecko on the therapy gecko, and it's just like, I'm done. He's not exactly an online personality, He's not exactly a podcaster. He's a music producer who occasionally is interviewed, and I ran out. I get through things quick, man. Like, I knew I only had a certain amount of Bad Friends podcasts to listen to. I knew I only had a certain amount of Whiskey Gingers and this last weekend, this weekend, Theo Ron's thing. I knew I only have a certain amount, and I don't ration it. Like if the zombie apocalypse happened and I only had a certain amount of rations of food. It's like, I can't make it last. I'm just going to eat today, and then we'll figure out tomorrow. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just be basically starving every day, but just about getting by. I'm going to eat today and maybe starve to death tomorrow, but I'm going to eat today. And then we're going to try and eat well tomorrow, but we're not going to do this whole 20% thing a day. Like, when I go in, I'm going in. I'm listening to 6-7 pods a day. You know, for reference, that's probably like 9-10 hours of content. And you should be more productive. You know, you shouldn't just sit around and listen to podcasts all day. You goddamn right I shouldn't. But here I am. I'm not advising it. I'm not saying you should. You know what sucks is, because again, I'm still just thinking about Chelsea. As I gotta go to work, the Chelsea game. I'm just, oh fuck, it's at home. Obviously, that's why I got work. Against Brighton, who, you know, you like, historically speaking, and I remember we had a really good record against Brighton for the longest amount of time. I feel like they smacked us last time we played, like 4-0 or something. But like, we have historically this fantastic record against Brighton. You know, they're historically not a Prem side, and you know, we beat them all the time and stuff. And you know, don't think about it like that. No, Brighton are a team who are fighting for top 4 and way better than us, and way set up way better than us. Kind of have an identity, a philosophy, a belief, and we are shocking. But we're at home. I think even though we've just lost these first 2 opening games with Super Frankie Lamps, players are kind of just giving up with the team, and they're just going to be singing Lampard's name, and they're just going to be happy he's back. And hopefully the good vibes of the crowds, even though it's not for the players will sort of be tricked into thinking, oh, this is a nice atmosphere. And maybe we can just nick an early goal and convince ourselves that we're good. And then maybe, I literally couldn't give a shit about to draw. If we draw the game, we might as well lose it. I don't care. But like, just to have to be there at the stadium, and I know, like, I don't know, because when you work the game, it's like the game's done. Everyone goes, and you have to sit with the result and just stand in the stadium. You know, you got to sit there and stand. You got to listen to the away fans who are taking forever to leave because they're happy they beat you. You got to sit and you got to slowly watch the fans filter out of the stadium. You got to just stand there with shoes on that hurt. And you got to sit with that 6-0 drubbing to Brighton and just think, fuck my life. Then you got to get on the train home and it's packed, and then, you know, you're like sardines in there and it's like an hour probably. And then you get back in and you think to yourself, what's it all for? What's it all for, man? But, you know, this is what we do. But here's the one thing I'm going to remind myself of, like, for Chelsea thing. It's times like this that makes the good times even sweeter. It's the sour times that'll make the sweet times even sweeter. And although that is true, I do believe that if you're just winning all the time, it's great. But I promise you right now, the way you celebrate when you win is not as strong as when, like, the way City celebrate will not be the same way Newcastle celebrate when they win that first trophy. Like, those moments, like, football, it's, you know, this is the thing about it. And you can't really get away with saying this because people just tell you haven't got a winning mentality, and it's not the way things should be. But there's something to be said for the fact of winning less but feeling more. Memories, you know, and I think that's important. I'm not saying I would trade it necessarily, but I'm just saying it's there's something to be said. There's something to be said for that. And it will make you feel even sweeter. But at the same time, I kind of hate these players. And although I feel like they're going to eventually come good and play well, I just hate them because it's like, I just hate the whole aspect of downing tools. The way you can just do that, waste everyone's time. You know, you got people like traveling the country, traveling Europe for you, and just not putting it in. And then you finally get what you want, and now you want to try, and then we got to all just celebrate for you. And it's just like, it's just one of the most annoying parts of football, the whole downs and tools thing. But what can you do? Anyway, nah. I've got so much stuff to go through, man. There's so many things to talk about, but I'll save some of that stuff. All right, 19 something minutes. Yeah, I think this is 111. Oh yeah, it was the emergency number call thing. Yeah. So tomorrow is 1-1. 2.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet, like a hero.